the focus of cost optimization is always paramount, but now more than ever with some uncertainty in the economy. So how crucial is GovernX for helping a company tighten their belt and be more cost optimized?
Yeah, well, it starts with knowing your spend. So where are you spending your money? But we've had clients who look at pulling out spend in a couple of different ways. One is looking at their invoices. We have an automated invoice validation in GovernX today, and it's because the line items of detail that you get in are so massive sometimes you can't fit it into an Excel spreadsheet. So if you're going to be in front of that and validating that service was actually provided, the data makes sense, is they're actually invoicing per what's in the contract, that can be done within a tool, and you should be doing that in a tool to make sure that you're not overpaying, number one. Number two, with so many contracts out there, you leave yourself in a bad position to renegotiate contracts if you aren't in front of when they're going to expire. So having visibility to say 3 months out or 6 months out, those contracts are going to expire, you can start putting your position together, approaching it, figuring out, do you even need that? Should we rationalize against softwares, for an example, so that you're on a solid footing and approaching your providers versus them saying, oh, by the way, next month we're renewing, and you had to tell us 3 months ago if you were going to renew. So it's putting you in a better position for renegotiation. The third one, which is more interesting, and this is a little bit more recent, is they're realizing they don't have harmonized clauses across their providers. So, one provider, they might be at 90 days payment, another one at 30, or, some of the other clauses that they have put them in a position that's not as favorable. And even, big clients who have a lot of power in the market, they realize that there's a lot of money they're leaving on the table simply because they're not as aggressive in their stance of those clauses. So they want our help to rationalize, to understand where they have those gaps or those risks, and then help them as they get ready for a negotiation, get on a more aggressive approach with those clauses. And the more you can do across your contracts, the more money you're going to save because of that. So there's a number of ways to be in front of that.
Is there a quality improvement on top of the cost savings?
Absolutely. We talk about value a lot. Especially for those larger, more service-orientated type of capabilities, because you lose value if you don't stay on top of what you're supposed to be getting from those providers. Think of deliverables and obligations, and we've had deliverables and obligations in a contract for many, many years, managed services agreements especially. And if you're not on top of those, there could be thousands. And if you're not on top of those and asking and making sure that you're getting value, that you're actually getting something for them, you lose track of them. I used to be a service provider. And if a client stopped asking for something, a report or whatever that might be, I just stopped doing it. And then over time, you just stop gearing yourself ability to give it. Well, that's even if you don't need it, you could negotiate for something else. So it's staying on top of value and quality of service, service levels, etc. You can't lose sight of that, because that is where you'll get poor performance, but also you'll lose the value.